All right, today we're going to dive into something really interesting. An all volunteer organization that's tackling a huge challenge in a pretty unique way. It's called the Stripling Warriors Guild Foundation, and its story, I think, really shows what it takes to build a global movement from the ground up. So, to get the full picture, we've got to set the stage. The world is dealing with what a lot of people are calling a global learning crisis. It's a huge problem. And stepping up to meet it is this incredibly passionate, all-volunteer team. Now, this isn't some top-down corporate thing. It's a purely grassroots movement. And here they are. This is that movement, the Stripling Warriors Guild. I mean, just look at their crest. It really gives you a sense of tradition and community, right? They actually define themselves as volunteers who are, and I quote, undaunted in faith, charitable in heart, and relentless in service. But that name, it's pretty distinctive, isn't it? To really get what they're all about, to understand their mission, we've got to unpack the story behind that name first. Yeah, it's the question that probably popped into your head right away. Why Stripling Warriors Guild? I mean, it's not exactly your typical nonprofit name, right? And you know what? That is completely on purpose. Every single word was chosen for a reason and carries a really powerful meaning. So let's break it down. The first part, Stripling Warriors, actually comes from a story about these young, really inexperienced warriors who were just incredibly courageous. And get this, their strength didn't come from their age or from battle experience. It came from the preparation and the conviction that their mothers taught them. And then you have the second part, guild. This word was also chosen very intentionally. Think about it. A guild is a community, right? It's built around a shared purpose. It's a place for mentorship, where people practice skills together. The most important idea here is that in a guild, nobody learns alone. So when you put it all together, Stripling Warriors and Guild, the name really spells out the foundation's core belief. And it's this, that strong teaching, especially from parents and caregivers in a child's earliest years, is what builds strong, resilient leaders for life. It all starts at home. All right, so now we get the why behind the name and the mission. So let's look at the how. I mean, how does a global all-volunteer organization actually work? Well, for them, it all starts with their global council. You can think of this as the operational heart of the entire foundation. The Global Council is their international leadership body, and it's specifically designed to bring together volunteers from all these different nations. And that's pretty smart because it gives the organization both a local presence and a unified global vision. Now, inside this council, you've got 5 key roles all working together. You have the mentors, who nurture and strengthen people. You have ambassadors, who are all about expanding worldwide. Then there are the organizers, who build the local chapters. The trainers help build skills, and finally, the representatives act as a voice for their home nations. It's this whole system that creates what they call a dignified network of service. Okay, so we've got the philosophy, we've got the structure. So, what do they actually do? Well, the foundation pours all its energy into 3 core causes. And these causes are super strategic. First up, they focus on empowering mothers as first teachers, because that targets the most foundational period in a child's entire life, those first 2,000 days. Second, they champion physical books. Why? To rekindle a love for reading and provide this amazing tool for focused learning, especially in our crazy age of distraction. And third, they work to be guardians of the home, helping fortify families on what they call the digital battlefield to navigate all the complexities of our modern world. When you look at these 3 causes all together, you can really see how they create this complete, holistic approach. It's not just about one single initiative. It's a whole system designed to build from the ground up. You start at home, then you provide the tools for the mind, and then you create a shield for the digital age. It's all about nurturing a kind of resilience that can be passed down from one generation to the next. Okay, let's talk about what might just be the most remarkable thing about this whole organization. From top to bottom, every single person. It's an all-volunteer foundation. And I gotta say, I absolutely love their own description of themselves. A startup foundation with a global heartbeat. You can just feel the energy in that, can't you? This is not some slow, clunky bureaucracy. Nope, it's a team of builders who are, in their own words, carving out a global movement, one courageous act at a time. And they make it super clear how anyone, and I mean anyone, can get involved. These aren't vague ideas, they're tangible first steps. Things like testing out educational resources or just spreading the word about their programs. It can even be facilitating a Mothers' First Teachers group. It's really about meeting people exactly where they are and valuing whatever contribution they're able to make. All of this really brings to mind a powerful quote they often share from Margaret Mead, and it just perfectly captures their spirit. It's such a great testament to the power of a small, dedicated group that has an absolutely extraordinary vision. And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? When you see a foundation like this operating on pure passion, it just makes you wonder, what does it really take to build a movement from the ground up? Maybe it's less about waiting for the perfect plan or for a massive budget to fall out of the sky. And maybe it's more about finding that small group of committed people who believe, right here and right now, that they can be the change they want to see in their own communities.